Welcome back to the channel and thanks for clicking on this video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for more videos. It's really appreciated. This morning we are going to be reviewing a tent that I bought the same model 15 years ago, which was the North Face Roadrunner 33. It's a 3-man dome tent. It's been continued by North Face. It's now called the Stormbreak 3. And here it is. It's a fantastic tent which I will predominantly use for car camping and motorcycle camping. It comes in at 3.29 kilos, so it's no lightweight, but the fabric is extremely durable. It's made of a 75D polyester. It's got a 75D polyester floor and a 40D mesh. So this tent can actually go through a lot of stuff and have good wear and tear properties and hopefully a good lifespan. I only got rid of the other Roadrunner 33 because it started to get a little bit sticky. It'd been in storage a long time. So when I saw this had been remanufactured and this came up this year in this lovely green grey colour, I said, I've got to have it. Right, I'm going to get it set up now and we'll have a little look at the tent and I'll show you some of the features. I'm going to do a setup in real time so you can see how long it actually takes to set the tent up, which is literally just a few minutes, to be honest. You've got your poles here that are all colour coded. They're not marked, but they are typically the same as the DAC poles. So they're just locked together quite quickly. There we go, there's one done. Two. And there's 2 cross poles. They're in 3 segments each. There we go. That's the fly sheet. Goes on last. And then we've got pegs. So we have got a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pegs. You actually need 14 pegs if you are going to peg down every single point on this tent. The pegs it comes with are those typical wire pegs that most manufacturers use. Not very good in my opinion. I will probably change them for something like MSR groundhogs. Setup is really easy. You just put your poles into these little grommets here. And that's it. Colour coded as well, so you know which side to put the fly sheet on. But to be fair, the fly sheet can go on either way around as the tent is completely symmetrical. So that's the poles in. And then it's just a case of clipping up the inner onto the poles. Obviously once you get a little bit higher, this pole will then stay up as you build the tent. It's a little bit wet out this morning, bit of dew on the grass. I did shoot this video yesterday, but the microphone turned out not to be connecting to the iPhone 15, which I managed to fathom out last night. There we go, that's it done. It took a couple of minutes. You've then got your cross poles which go across. Obviously I'm out in the countryside here, so we will have the sound effects of the cockerel next door and the dogs up the road, but that's all part and parcel of shooting at home. So that's the inner up there. You could actually just use it like this if it was a nice night. You don't have to put the fly sheet on. So that's that. It's got this nice door. I'll put the fly sheet on now and we'll see how it looks like. Just looking for the red colour code for this side. Here it is. What you can do is you can peg the fly sheet out, or you can just literally put it underneath the pole ends. Another little feature that North Face have done now with this tent is, since I had the Roadrunner, is that they've got these little tabs here that just go on the ends of those poles. One there, one over here. The Roadrunner tabs were actually glued on or stuck on with double-sided tape, and that was one problem I had with that tent, was that they eventually came loose and I had to re-stick them, but they never actually re-stuck like factory. So there we go. Come on, Blanco. Blanco likes to get his little face in all the camping videos, don't you? So that's it there. That's the fly on, and that just took probably about 5 minutes to get that to that point. And then all you really need is 4 pegs if you're not going to use the guy lines. So you just want to peg out the vestibule here. There we go. That's that done. And the other side. And that's about it. And that has only taken me probably about 5 minutes to get the tent to this stage. I'm probably going to use this tent for motorcycle camping, maybe for the odd car camping trip. So to have something that's reasonably quick to set up and take down is quite important. So let's just have a quick walk around the tent. As you can see, it's in this lovely green grey colour. Absolutely love the colour. It's got 4 guy lines on the sides, and you can actually pull the fly sheet away from the inner using easier. You just pull that out like that. You can pull the fly sheet off the inner if it's going to be raining or to keep any moisture off. There's not any adjustment on the corners, just that loop there really. So, you know, you are going to be limited to putting the peg in there, but there's absolutely no reason not to modify that string there and put a line lock on it or some other modification if you're going to be in an area where there might be rocks and you can't get your pegs in. So that's perfectly doable. The guy lines are on the fly there, and incidentally the fly does have little ties on the inside so you can connect it to the poles at various points. I haven't done it right now, but it has got little connection points on the insides there. So one reason I wanted this particular tent for my motorcycle camping and potentially the odd car camping trip is the height. A lot of dome tents you find nowadays are approximately 1 meter high in the middle. We've got 120 high here, which is just fantastic for more livable space, moving around inside the tent and getting gear in and out. And there's very little compromise with pack size and weight, to be honest. The other thing it's got is it's got this door configuration that I never ever forgot with my Roadrunner 33. Most dome tents, 2-person, 3-person, have a central zip, and a cross pull that comes across the top to support the fabric from the entrance. With this configuration, we've got 2 cross pulls, so we've got this lovely oblong shaped door. The problem with a single cross pull is they bend down and they restrict the height of getting in and out of the tent. If you've got a little bit of a bad back problem like me, it's not good first thing on a morning. So this door basically just operates with 2 zips. It's actually got a zip at the top as well, if you want to have a little bit of ventilation there. So that's really nice. The other great thing about this door is you can fasten it up in the halfway position. So if it was a bit rainy or you want to get a bit of ventilation in, because there's no vents on this tent as such, you can have the door half rolled up. The other great feature of this door is, I'll just roll it all the way up now. So that's the door fully open there, and as you can see, you've got a nice entrance size. And another great feature I love with this tent is, if it's summer and you want a bit of ventilation, you can fully open both sides back to that position, so you can have the tent completely open on both sides and that lovely airflow going through inside the tent. Let me just show you the doorway now, what I was trying to explain before about how easy this is to get in and out. It's one-handed operation. I do not like tents that have 2 zips where you've got to do one and then the other. There's a lovely pocket in there you just put your door into, and that's it open now. As I was trying to explain earlier, let's have a look at the getting in and out situation. Here we have it, lovely entrance, and just imagine I'm at camp, I'm just waking up on a morning, I want to get my feet out of here and just get out without trying to get under one of those 1 meter high cross pulls. What do? I put my shoes on and I just stand straight up, just like that. Very easy if you have got any back problems, you don't want to be bending over too much. It's a very good ergonomic tent, this. I absolutely love it. Look at that. And as I say, watch this door again. One-handed operation. Wake up in the night, need the toilet, it's dark, you just want the door to open and shut. It does what it says on the box. So this is the inside. I'll bring the camera in so we can have a little bit of a closer look. So this is the inside of the tent. As I mentioned before, it's a 40D no-seam mesh, so it's really quite strong actually. As I said earlier, it's 160 wide by about 225 long. There is massive space in here. If I want to use this for motorcycle camping, I've got enough space for my pad, my sleep system, the panniers off the bike, my helmet, and all the rest of the regalia that I would take on a trip like that. So the tent has got a, see if I can just get the camera and show you this. It's got a nice roof panel up here. That's not no seam, that's a solid fabric, but we've got nice ties in all of the 4 corners there, and one right in the central area if you want to hang a lantern, which I probably would, in fact, if I was going to go motorcycle camping, because I'm not worried about the weight in that case. The other door configuration is exactly the same as the other side. Very well made, one-handed round zip operation. And as I mentioned before, 75D on the floor. So I'm not really sure it's worth buying the footprint if you can find it, but apparently North Face do make one. So yeah, very, very happy with this tent. It's very well made. It's a quality company, the North Face. Good product. So I'm really stoked to have it, as they do seem to sell out quite quickly. on the side here, there's the little Velcro loop that you can actually put onto the pole there if you want to. The other feature the inside does have that I didn't mention before is it's got 4 large pockets in the corners, 1 on each corner. So that is a really nice feature to put your stuff away. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could easily make a gear loft to go in here or buy another manufacturer's gear loft and put it in there. But to be honest, if you're using this solo, there's so much space, you wouldn't need it. Right, let's get outside. We'll do another little look round and get this wrapped up. There we have it, guys. The North Face Stormbreak 3-person tent. Weighs, I think I said 3.29 kilos. It's not a lightweight. It's not a tent you'd want to go backpacking, but it's 75D polyester. So obviously nobody's going to make a backpacking tent nowadays of a 75D polyester. It's just too heavy, too large to pack and too tough. But for what I want it for, which is probably motorcycle camping and the odd car camping trip, it's absolutely perfect. And you know, I have got tents costing in the region of €1,000. This cost me €260 from Snow Country in the Netherlands. You cannot go wrong with this tent for €260 from a leading manufacturer such as the North Face. Guys, I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking at one of these tents, do click and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really appreciate to keep the channel going. Have a great day and stay safe.